Hi, I'm Skylar, and today I'm going to show you my independent project, which revolved around... This chair is giving me cancer. Alright, cut. Hi, I'm Skylar, and cut. Hi, I'm Skylar, and today I'm going to show you my independent project, which revolved around microcomputing and learning more about Arduinos and circuits in general. Before I jump into my actual project though, there are some terms that you should probably know before I start to get talking about the meat and potatoes. So, first thing we have is a wire, which is just this. This is just like a normal wire, there's not really anything else to it. This is a DuPont wire. It's got two individual ends which are used to connect to any like extrusions, and then these are just two more normal wires. This is a breadboard, which there are a couple of things, two important aspects. You have this side area here, and then you have this center area here where you're going to be doing most of your work. The side area is going to be used for inputting power straight from your board and to just mostly feed power. You don't want to do much work here because there's not a lot of space compared to the middle. Over here we have the other parts used in this project, which we have a button, does button things. Then you have potentiometers, which when cranked increase or decrease the amount of energy that is being put into the circuit. And then you have a resistor, which resists energy coming into the circuit so you don't fry your parts and you can get proper energy input. Another part of my project was learning how to use the Arduino software a little bit more. This is the Arduino software, which is open source and free to get for anyone who really wants to use it. I have my code from Untitled Chapter here, which includes a library for my liquid crystal display, which you need if you want to input text into it, so it maps out all the spots, all the pins onto the LCD for the Arduino, so that it actually knows which power to distribute where. You've got the setup, which changes depending on the kind of screen that you have, because certain screens have different dimensions. So my screen is a 4x16, I believe, and this is code for a 16x2, so text could only feed into two lines of this since it's programmed to be for a 2x16 screen. This part of the code is just a print which puts text on the screen, which can be changed. I'll show that later. You've also got loop, the loop, which is something that will continually run as long as the Arduino is on. And you've got the button script here, which just allows the button to feed from the board into the Arduino, and then that'll cause the Arduino to react, and then it'll send another number, like I showed earlier, onto the screen. So now you've got kind of a description of what's going on here with this screen and this breadboard and this Arduino, but what actually is this? So what this is text is being fed, which is the Untitled Chapter, and it has input from the button, which is at 0, which you press the button and the number changes, goes up. It only goes up at a certain speed though, because it can't process the inputs as fast as you can click it. So it's got the text and the counter. And another element of this, which is kind of required for all LCD screens, which is one thing that I learned a lot more about in this project, was that the potentiometer was, as you can see, I've run into a bit of an error, which is easily solved by just unplugging it, plugging it back in, and bam, you got it back. Anyways, you've got the potentiometer, which when turned, it like makes the screen more white or more black. Another error. You can't really see it there because the contrast is so bad in the camera, but oh man. Another error. As you can see, I run into a lot of problems due to the frailty of the Arduino and this setup that I have, which is one thing that I learned was a problem when I got into trying to make what my original plan for my project was, which was putting this apparatus here into a hat, and then you'd have like text coming out the side of it, and you'd be able to tap the button and the button would go up. But that didn't work just because of just how frail everything is, which leads me to believe that I'm gonna need to use more soldering in the future and more fastened aspects rather than these loose wires and stuff, because this obviously hasn't worked out very well for me.